Yo, 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 gundlaers and Challa gundlaers and Challa gang, of course. Welcome back. Yes, the new year has been going for quite a while by the time this video goes up, but right now it is the start of January, so New Year's are all about new me's. If anybody remembers, I once mentioned that I want to start this Let's Paint series where I just work on my real pieces and provide y'all with my thought process. I'm actually gonna try to be helpful. I mean, I'm not at a professional level, I'm at an intermediate level. So today in this first episode, we're gonna be working on this environment painting. You see, I've had my commissions open for quite a while. I used to barely get any commissions at all, but now, a few weeks ago, like 5 people commissioned me in the span of a few days, and I had to close the commissions to be able to finish all of them before taking any more. So that's very interesting. That was a pleasant surprise. This is one of these commissions. So this person's name is Anna. They're a fellow person from Estonia, where I'm from. They were really generous with their request. Basically, they wanted an environment painting with a small cat somewhere. They wanted to give me a lot of creative freedom with the piece. So that's why I think this is a good place to start this series out from. Now, the first thing I do, I gather references and some inspiration from the internet. So I use this tool called PureRef for reference images. It's totally free. I usually go on Pinterest or something to find references easily. What is that? Let's search for cool village. My client also wanted some buildings like a castle or a village or something like that. We're looking for ideas, and they wanted it to be like a nighttime shot or a really dark shot in general. Mountain village, floating village. Snow is interesting. I've wanted to try painting snow for a while, so it's winter right now. It's very appropriate. I feel like I want to do a larger scale composition. Usually my environment paintings are fairly small scenes, if you know what I mean. There's not a lot of open space. I think I want to put some high-ass cliffs over the buildings like this. That could be cool. This is what I'm talking about. This I'm gonna take as the first reference. This is the sort of lighting I want to do in my piece. Gonna take this for color reference. The client also wanted one more thing. They liked the lighting in one of my older pieces. This one, they wanted like some sort of fantastical light or something similar incorporated into the scene. So we're gonna have to think about that too. Right now I'm looking for cool buildings. These buildings are the sort of buildings I'm feeling. They're kind of simple, but not too simple at the same time. Yeah, basically it's just going to be plain buildings like this. Northern lights would very nicely fit with this dark snowy scene and fit the category of fantastical light very well, which is what the client wanted, as I said. Yes, very nice. Anyway, that's about enough ideas. I don't actually know how I'm gonna build this scene up though. I want there to be like some sort of big cliffs on the sides, or maybe on one side. Some buildings down here and some at the top. I'm gonna do a bit of sketching here. I don't know how large scale this is just yet. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. What should the size of the buildings be? Okay, so this is the size of a 2-story building, basically. So the northern lights and stuff are gonna come all the way down from up there and yeah. I'm very unsure of things right now because I haven't really done a large scale shot like this before. So I'm just trying to figure out how to make this work right now. You know what? I'm gonna put some very rough colors into this, or values. That's a good darkness. Now this is going to be the snow color. The snow can't be very light because, you know, it's supposed to be a dark shot and stuff. Let's put that snow on top of them surfaces. The lightest parts are going to be the windows and other sorts of lights that will be in here. So this is what The values are sort of going to be like the buildings are going to be the darkest. There's going to be a bright light in the sky. I think I'm going to have to tone this hill down a bit from the top at least. It takes up way too much space and it's filled with nothing. I wanted to put some buildings up in there anyway, but the cat, of course, the cat. So let's do a small spot here in the middle of this big white space on the ground. So for the composition, I think something like this could work. It all leads down to the cat, all of the prominent lines. However, I think I want some more space down here. All right, so this is the basic idea. I'm gonna try to flesh it out a bit now. Hey, your boy is back. So this is the progress so far. It's still very much in the planning thing stage. There's a couple of things I gotta fix. This hill here is a bit too steep. It should be covered in snow. I was also thinking of, this looks like some sort of valley almost. I could add in like some sort of body of water here, frozen water. It does look like it could be like a big river or something down here. Maybe I could put like reflections of those lights down here. This part right here is completely empty right now. Gotta add in some trees or something. Perhaps the trees are a bit too dark or something. They are very dark. Maybe I should add some snow on top of the trees. Yeah, so the next tasks for me are going to be, I need to do something with this hill. Not a hill, this cliff thing. There's a bunch of houses on top of the cliff. I don't know who would want to live there. There's a dark ass, like a castle sort of thing going to be up here. And it was blending into the sky because it's so dark. So I just used some of those lights to bring it out. Lights are your friend. If you're working with a daytime shot and there's a thing in the distance that blends into the background, you can use clouds instead of lights. Yeah, I mean, this is what more or less what the composition is gonna look like. I'll just do some final touch-ups to this black and white sketch, and then I'll try to put some color into this, because working in black and white for too long will mess you up. You're just gonna get so used to it. I've done this mistake before. I've worked in black and white for too long, and then when I add color in, it just starts looking like ass, so you gotta do it earlier on. Yo. Yes, I'm already back. I haven't gotten that much done yet. They added in some rough colors and stuff, but I just took a little break and a couple of things caught my eye. I want to make these lights a bit less messy. I don't want to have that many zigzags and curves in here. I just want it to be kind of following one path. There's a big problem area up here. This hill itself is a problem area. The angle of this wall makes zero sense. I want to get rid of that. The cat is just what is that? I'm thinking of doing like a big cat, because I think a small cat in this scenario would be just a bit too small and unnoticeable. So I'm thinking of doing like a tiger or a big cat, but they didn't specify what type of cat they want. And this is an unrealistic image. It's supposed to be fantasy, so why the heck not? I'm gonna try it out. One more tip for y'all. If you're working on a piece and it's not readable from the thumbnail up here, then you're doing something wrong. Just zoom all the way out and see if the picture is still readable, if you still can understand what's going on. It's like flipping your canvas. When you flip your canvas, it breaks your tunnel vision. You see things you didn't previously see. You spot the mistakes, and zooming all the way out or looking at the navigator has the same effect. It is now the next day. I was gonna get some work done on this after I stopped talking yesterday, but then I got some negative thoughts about this picture. But I woke up today and saw this, and I now think it has potential to look good. What I usually do when I get some ideas for a piece is I just lay down some ideas like this that I could work on when I have just looked at the piece with a fresh eye. That's when the best ideas are coming to you. You can get really caught up in random random stuff while you have been working on a piece for an extended period of time, which will just cause you to not think about fresh ideas. Or maybe that's just me, I don't know. My workflow is kind of weird and all over the place, so I'm not the best person to take advice from, but who gives a crap? I'm gonna execute these ideas in the form of a time lapse, and then I'll send the draft off to the client. Howdy people, you're watching the Challa channel on YouTube. Hope you've been enjoying the viewing session so far. So basically, I sent this over to Anna. She said she likes it. She liked it the way it is and told me to continue, so that's pretty damn cool. Got a bit of progress done in this. Added a bit of a river down here. So I added in this big ass cat, a silhouette of some sort of big feline. I'm gonna fix that as well. These are all just kind of general ideas right now, I guess. I feel like this suffers from what you'd call generic design choices. These houses don't really have a lot of personality. I know I chose references of houses that look kind of basic and stuff, but now that I have worked on this piece a bit, I kind of want to change it. I want to make these look a bit more interesting. I feel like if there's such extreme slopes in landscape and stuff, there should be a bit more extreme buildings and such. That's just what I think. Maybe it will ruin the cozy ass feeling of this. Also, another change you might have noticed, the interface of Photoshop is different all of a sudden. That's because I just got a new monitor. It's 4K. I can finally work with a proper resolution monitor. I was using a 1080p before. It was okay for general use, but for illustration and concept art and stuff like that, you definitely need something a bit larger in resolution than 1080p. Half of the screen was just covered with the UI before. I was just recording the part of the screen that wasn't. I was working on one of those ultra wides. I'm just gonna do a bit of research here for some houses. Montage of me looking at pictures. Very cool. Very good. And very cool. I still want to keep the houses simple, but I just want to make them more interesting, not just to be like squares and stuff. I don't know how much more complex I could go. I'm really enjoying this 4K monitor. I have not actually used a 4K monitor before. I've just been a 1080p guy because I couldn't ever afford it before, but now that I'm rich and famous on YouTube, it's all possible. I was actually thinking of upgrading my tablet before. I just wanted a screen tablet, but then I realized that the only screen tablets that feature a resolution larger than 1080p are Wacom tablets, and I've come to realize how incredibly overpriced Wacom products are, so I'm not buying a screen tablet anytime soon. Coolify, nicify and coolify. Same goes to these. I think I want to add some more trees. Oh. Busta Rhymes and some more distant mountains here perhaps. So yeah, I'll get to work and I'll check back soon. I can't figure out how to make that noise. I made this reference in the previous episode, but nobody pointed it out. What the heck? Hey ho, hey ho, hey. Yo, so it's been 2 days now. I've just been working on a bunch of rendering stuff. I've just been rendering these buildings and a bit of the snow. Next tasks for me are rendering the characters, of course. They're still just sketchy ass silhouettes. The cat here, the cat is going to be a lynx. Another idea I got to make this look more like an actual like inhabited place, like a town or village or something. I thought of extending these walls. You see there's a bit of the wall visible here. I thought of extending them downwards from the side of the hill that isn't visible here. They'd go down all the way to the back and they would connect back here. I've marked it with these red lines. Basically the piece would just make a bit more sense this way. The location. I thought of also making this river a bit more steeper. It's at the same level with the ground, but I thought of making it be a bit steeper. I don't know how to explain it right now. The houses, they're looking a bit more cartoony than I intended, so I'm thinking of trying out some matte painting techniques, just using real parts of photos. I've been meaning to get into that, so why not try it out? But yeah, other than that, I think this is good to go. I'm more or less satisfied with the composition of this now. The planning of the piece is done. I just gotta execute everything now. I think this is the last update before finishing this, so yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's very nice. I just took the damn hood off. You've been wondering why I've been wearing this hood for so long. The reason is that I don't know, there ain't really any reason, I just felt like it. I'm gonna keep working on this now and I'll try to have it done. I've got a couple more days left before the deadline, so I gotta finish this bitch. Get ready for the time lapse. Let's do this. 3, 2, maybe I should do a camera angle like this. 1, let's go. Yo, yo, yo. I'm finally back. It's been a while. So this is the progress so far. This is very close to being finished, actually. I could render things out a lot more if I wanted to, but I'm just so done with this goddamn picture. I don't want to see it anymore. I've been working my ass off on this for the last few days. As you saw a moment ago, I tried out PaintStorm Studio. I've actually had it for quite a while now, but I haven't given it a proper shot. So that's what I did there. It's actually very nice. Photoshop has like massive brush lag when I work on these bigger paintings. The performance is just so much better than Photoshop. Also, the brush engine is very interesting. It might even be more powerful than the one in Photoshop. It has a lot of extra features that Photoshop doesn't. But anyway, let's talk about this picture. Basically, I cannot decide for shit what I want to do with the damn picture. In the last update, I said that I'll extend the wall up here to down here or something. I actually did that. I tried to add in some sort of extra hill here between the background mountains and the one in the front here, but that didn't work out very well. It ruined the laid back vibe of this. I mean, this doesn't look very laid back, but this big cliff, the sharp cliff, isn't dominating over this side. They have this sort of a contrast, but when I added in those extra hills, this grungy look just took over and the good positive vibes were gone. Otherwise, I mean, it's mostly the same. I removed the bridge that was in here. I have like 5 attempts at Northern Lights here. I had this. This was only a draft, actually. I had this. I don't know what the hell this is. This one. Then I had this. This is the final one. This is when I finally figured out good brush settings. I actually ended up flipping the canvas permanently because I think the composition simply reads better when it's this way as opposed to this way, which was the original. Still a lot of problematic stuff. I think I went a bit overboard with the lighting up this pathway here. I think I should have added in some more buildings into the distance. Maybe I'll still do that. This isn't 100% finished. This is like 95%. The composition reads sort of like this. All the major elements are placed like dot. I think I'm gonna add in some more birds in between the 2 towers here to make this curve even more prominent, I guess. I could have actually turned this into a full circle by flipping this river the other way, but I think it's a bit too late for that now. Could have done it like this. That's basically all for now, I guess. Well, I don't know if this was interesting to watch or not, or if it has any sort of educational value or not, but I mean, it's my first try at this sort of thing, so let me know what you think. The format of this is very much subject to change, I guess, but yeah, as I said, I want to turn this into a monthly thing as well. This and the drawing your comments thing, so that's pretty cool. My commissions are closed right now, but if you're interested, I'll be opening them up sometime in February, so I'll be opening a couple of slots and see if they fill up. If not, then well, I'm screwed. I'm screwed, man. Let me know what you think the improvements for this series should be. What should I change about this to make this better? I'll be listening gladly. But yeah, I guess that's all. Peace out. Challa gundlaers. Of course, that's perfect.